Hi, everybody. I thought I would talk to you a little bit about this question to get you started on it. Um, the challenge here, this is a state question. And basically the trick of this is you got to read it and analyze it a little bit. So we start by saying the diagram shows two oceanic plates, plate W and plate X. The plates are moving towards each other, so that's what the arrows are for, with plate X being pushed under plate Y. So you read that, and then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to try to identify the what we call the command words, or the words that are going to tell you how to answer this question. So those are essentially the verbs that are key to what they're asking for. So the first one we'll find here is identify. Now, in identify, they're basically asking for one thing. So they want to identify one geologic feature that will form when plate X is pushed under plate Y. So will form is future, right? So they're saying what will be formed here, not what is present there now. So you're going to have to think a little bit about that. You've seen some animations and so forth on that. You can go back and look at those if you're curious. But there is a little bit of something formed here that you might remember, but also something else will be formed. So you want to read carefully. The next thing is you're going to describe what happens when the solid material of plate X is pushed beneath plate Y. So we're looking at this part. What's going to happen to this chunk of the crust when it gets pushed underneath there? And you'll notice there's a second command word which is explaining why that happens. So this is sort of a two-part question. And then the last thing here is describing the process that basically moves the plates. So we've talked a lot about that. What's moving the plates? What's causing them to crash together and move around on the surface? And then the last thing is another identify question, which is one word or something really short. Identify the layer of the earth where this process happens. So that's essentially how you take this thing apart, is you try to figure out what are the command words, what is each part asking. Notice that A is just a one-part question, B actually has two parts, and C has two parts. So when you answer this, give it your best shot and try to try to answer each of these pieces. And really, reading is just one of the key steps in figuring this out, because I think once you read it, you'll see exactly what needs to happen. So give it a shot. Don't worry about getting it perfect this time, but on the Flipgrid, give it a swirl and try to answer this question as best you can. Thanks for giving it a try.